This is your old boy Ivan here to talk about your relationship. Now, this particular topic it's about the damaged goods. Damaged goods are women, single mothers with their kids. And if you are in that type of relationship with a single mother, unfortunately, I can tell you the truth. I don't want to be the guy who brings the bad news, but somebody have to shake you, hit you, push you, hit you in the head for you to realize what kind of troubles you are. And most of the men, they don't understand the seriously, the troubles that they go through when they deal with single mothers. Now, to make this more clear, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Examples are always good. I will tell you the principles, the dynamics, and the relationship broken down to pieces. And here are some parameters to start with. We're going to start with these parameters and these so-called theorems or axioms or rules. These are the rules of the game. And if you don't know the rules of the game, you're playing in the wrong game. Now, the rules of the games are this. Rule number one, you will never be first if you're dealing with a single mother. You will be second, third, or fifth. Sometimes you will be in the peripheral, 7, 8, or 10. Now, why is that? Number one, in the single mother family comes the kid. And that is not your kid. And therefore, you're just wasting your life dealing with that single mother. Unfortunately, she may be a very beautiful person, she may be very nice, she may be very charming, but in the long run, you're going nowhere, my friend. You're just going out the door. Slowly, progressively, you don't see it, but you are actually going out the door, out of her life, to be replaced with some other Joe Schmo, Steve from the accounting, as one guy said, or the plumber, or the technician, the internet guy, the guy who comes to fix the house, the guy who... And there are many guys like this. Now, if that woman, if that single mother is still in her prime, let's say 20, 22, 25, 27, if she is not in her prime, even worst, 30, 35, 37, 38, 50, hey, they are single mothers, 50, and there are some guys dealing with these mothers, single mothers. Why they do that? There's only one problem. They have no options. You have no options. You don't have young, beautiful, and not spoiled women. Now, to further understand why you're in that bad situation, let's talk about that person itself alone. Why that person in that situation, the single mother? Why the single mothers are single mothers? That is a good question. Well, because they made some mistakes in their life. They got pregnant by the wrong guy, number one mistake, or they got pregnant with the guy they was intending they will build a family. But why they didn't build a family? I can tell you. If they were beautiful women, they probably was messing around, exercising their open hypergamy while they was building a family. And of course, the first husband, the first guy who was the lucky one to have the kids, at one point he got pissed off. It was a big fight, a scandal, and the girl left him. She would not leave him if she knew he is the only option. But in the background there was like 5, 10 other guys. As I say, these guys, the guy from the job, her colleague, some random pickup artist on the street, some cool dude, or some guy she met in the gym. So she kept her options open while she was in the family. And that shows you about her family values. If you're a guy that you firmly believe in family values and you want to build family, well, why are you wasting your time dealing with that woman? These are open-ended questions. Why are you dealing? It's a deep question. And it's a rhetoric question. I told you the answer, because she's the only options. If you have like 5 single mothers that you can mess around with, sleep with, visit them here and there, that would be different for you. And that would be different for them. But since you have only one, you are so much attached to that woman, and she has a spell on you. The spell on you is continue going. But now, let me tell you, what are you up against? Let's say this single mother has her so-called cohort of other girlfriends, or she has a sister, or she has some kind of a circle of other women. Can you predict what type of women those will be? Are they going to be like women with family values, strong families, or they will be just like her? 95% they will be just like her. Other divorced single mothers, the club of the bad parents. Now, if this is not enough, now they have their kids. Now when they are in their 30s or their 40s, they already have 1 or 2 kids, sometimes from different fathers. And you're dealing with that person. You're dealing with that person. She couldn't build a family. One, she was keeping her options open while she was in the family. That's why the family fell apart. And now you're there picking up the pieces, trying to build something with her. Ain't gonna work. Now here is the worst news for you. If she has kids, and these kids are guys, if they are boys, they're gonna be fucked up kids. Because lack of family and lack of husband in the family creates kids that are not so good. Creates annoying kids. They tend to be jealous of their parents having a new relationship. Believe it or not, the kid of that single mother is very jealous of her and you because you got something going on. On conscious level, the kid may pretend that she is well intended, but sometimes the kids are so naive, they openly say that they don't like you. Have you heard that from her kid? Yeah? You are not liked in that house. You're just a guy who comes and randomly have sex with the mother. Now, let's think this through the lens of psychology. If you are a small kid, of course, you would not like some random dude coming in your house and having sex with your mother. Of course, you will not like that. And if you are a naive kid and young, you will voice that. And if this kid has friends, guess what? These friends will be the same. They're gonna share the same philosophy about you. So your reputation in front of that woman and her kid, and especially if that kid is a girl, oh my God, you have a nest of snakes against you. Sometimes that mother may have a sister or 2 sisters or brothers. They will all support her. You will be the bad guy again. No matter what you do, my friend, no matter what you do, you will be always out of that. You will see that if you go through the test. That's called the money test. You remember that old test about the 70s, the door test? Let me remind you about that test. This was in the movie, when the old-time people, old-time men, like I mean in the 60s and the 70s, when the men really had some values and the family had some value. But not nowadays, not in 2023, 2020, you know, when the women are like all by themselves and the men are all by themselves, struggling separately, right? That's not the new family. Why is that? Well, there's many factors, but now women literally don't need men. They need some emotional support when they are down. They need some sex when they need sex. And they need some good company when they need some good company. And that's it pretty much. And now if you're a guy that wants to build a relationship and you have some values, run away from those women. The damaged goods, the single mothers, they're not good for you, my friend. You may think, you may be mesmerized by her beauty, by her kindness, but the environment that she lives in is against you. And if her kids are older already, let's say crossing the age of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and going up further, depending on how old that woman is, of course, then you have army of women against you. And they're like a nest of snakes, and they always gossiping. That's because that's what women do. They are gossiping. And guess who the target is? Guess who the bad character in their movies is? You know, it's you. You're the loser, you're the sucker. This is what they talk about behind your back. Oh, he's a piece of shit, he's a loser, he is this, he is that, he will never make it. Now the worst thing is for you to know that anytime you fail, every time you fail on something, on a very small thing, let's say you had a good intention to bring flowers in the house to that woman, God forbid you did not bring the flowers, you brought it once and then you didn't bring it the next time, you will be reminded by her kid, by her sister, by her cousins, friends. This is what they're gonna say. Oh, you know, he brings her flowers once. One Saturday you brought her flowers, and then that was it, you know. Therefore, you're a loser, you're a sucker. In other words, this kind of people, they always out there to get you. Not consciously, just subconsciously. Why? Because they are the same rotten tomatoes, spoiled goods. Why is that? Because the kids that grow up in single family household cannot be decent people. Let's face it. That would be 1 in 1,000. You go to the statistics and you will see 1 to 10,000 some men who grow up in single family household is successful. All the rest are losers, because on a subconscious level they don't know, they have not been trained by his or her father to be a man. They was trained by the environment to be, unfortunately for me to say it, is just behaving like a pussy. And pussy is not just a female organ, it's a character, a person that does not stand their ground. In any situation, they will always walk away, they would never defend themselves. And what they usually do, this type of people, they feed their ego of someone struggle. And in that case, it is you, my friend, you're dealing with this damaged goods, that single mother or single parent, and then you're wondering why everything doesn't go your way. Whatever you try to do with your well-intentioned actions is turning just into another mess, another gossip. Now, a practical advice here is this: if you want to stick with that woman, you must isolate her from her environment. But how you do that? You cannot separate her from her kid. The kid is already formed. The kid is already formed into a bad actor in that movie. Unfortunately, I would say it's already too late to do anything. It is too late because you were supposed to show up in the single mother lifetime when the kid was younger than 7 years old. Maybe if you was there when the kid was 3 years old, 2 years old, 5 years old, yeah, maybe you have some chance. But after 7 years, most of the personality traits are already formed. And in the family where the father is lacking, where the father is missing, these character traits are terrible. Selfishness, entitlement, all this bad stuff. Why is that? Because after her husband left her, or after she left her husband, she got so much resentment to men, and she is making sure to train her kid literally to hate men. These kids are man haters, and that's why in the new Western society there's no more family values, because the new generation of kids, they're literally hating men for their essence. If you are firm, if you are strong, if you stand your ground, if you try to do the best you can, these are not values that will be appreciated by the mother and her kid. And you will eat a lot of shit for that. You may not believe me, but you don't have to believe me. Life will teach you. If you keep sticking with that single mother, more misery will be brought to your life. One day you will wake up. One day you will wake up, you will realize, hey, I spent 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 13 years trying to be the best I can with that person, but hey, why doesn't work? Well, they say it. They said that it takes two to tango. Yeah? Say 2 people are needed for a relationship. 2 people are needed. Both parties are needed to do the dance of the relationship. And if that other person is single mother, she has a lot on her mind. Number one, it's her kid. I don't know how to stress the importance of that, but that's a big thing on itself. And that's why I say you will be always the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, the 12th. You will never be priority of that woman. Now let me tell you her priorities. If she's a single mother after 20 years of age old, or 20, 25, 30, 35, here are her priorities. First, safety and security. For her kid first, then for herself. Whoever can provide that, she can have some fun. He can have some fun. You know, sometimes these women, they turn lesbians because they are looking for a stronger woman to lead them, and they turn lesbians. Yeah, have you seen that? Have you heard of that? Single mothers turning into lesbians? And your option is MGTOW. But that's not an option. That's a stupid idea. Men going their own way, it's a stupid movement. Okay, let's say these guys, they have their own ways, but in essence, say no to women, it's a stupid idea. You are half castrated by just that idea sinking in your mind. You are just castrated temporarily, or fully, or forever. Once you go your own way, and if you're a man, hey, don't expect to get back into a relationship any soon. Yeah? Another bad move would be jumping from one single mother to another single mother. But that's what usually happens with this type of guys. Yeah? They never look further. And what is that? There are so many available women, younger, more beautiful, with less stress, with less drama, with less baggage of shit in their character. And why you are not trying to date those? Why you keep dealing with that single mother disaster? Well, I don't know. I'm just here to bring you the bad news. Unfortunately, should I say I'm empathetic to you? I don't think so. I'm just here to bring you the bad news in let's say in a good way, not very harsh. But I hope my words are not just words disappearing in thin air. I hope my words will shake you, wake you, stress you out a little bit, give you a little bit of realization, because this happened to so many friends of mine, this happened to so many guys that I'm coaching, this happened to some people, some men that, you know, I have nothing to do with. I am not coaching them, they are not my friends, but I hear these terrifying stories about a guy who's always trying to help the single mother, do the best he can. And guess what? He never succeeded. Why is that? Because there are a bunch of these guys trying to do the same thing to the same woman, and you're just one of them. You are one in the Rolodex. If you cannot help with money, she will call Steve from the accounting, or she will call Jonathan from the financial department, or she may call Ronnie, who happened to have a hedge fund. He is a hedge fund manager. Yeah, that's for the finance. If she needs some having fun time, she may call Jason, you know, who is the cool dude with the muscles. If she needs some movie time, she may call Greg. Greg is a cool guy. If she needs to offload her emotional garbage in her mind, she may call some guys that are turning into gays. Yeah, she always have some gay friends that to, you know, talk about life. That's what women say. I talk to my gay friends about life. What they usually do, they are doing in a lot of gossiping. Now, anytime you hear these things like about this guy, about that guy, about that person, about that, that's called gossiping, you know. When people talk about people, that's basically is referred as gossiping. You will never hear women talking to other women about great ideas, you know. That's not gonna happen. They're gonna be always talking about people, most likely gossiping and having pleasure about some unfortunate events happening to some other people out of their circle, because that's how they maneuver, that's how they get thrill out of other people's misery, because they're the same type of people. They don't have big dreams, they don't have big desires, they just want somebody to support them temporarily till the next guy comes. And I guess if you're the next guy coming, and if you are hearing this video, it should be a warning for you. Let's see how the video is 2 parts. I guess it's going to become 2 parts or 1 part. Anyway, I have long drive to do, and here it is, one from me. Let's summarize it. Rule number 1, you will never be the one. Rule number 2, her kid will be always before you. God forbid you have some bad word exchange with the kid. You will be doomed forever. You will be put in the list of the motherfuckers, the bad people, and you know, so be careful with the kid. Now, don't try to bribe the kid with gifts and stuff, because it's a futile. If you buy the kid some gifts, no good. If you buy 20 gifts, on the 21st you missed, you will be reminded, and that's the only one you will be remembered for. Let me give you a good joke here. It's about Einstein. Einstein was once making math on the blackboard in front of the students, and that's what he was saying. 1 by 1 equal 1, 1 by 2 equals 2, 1 by 3 equals 3, 1 by 7, and he was going all the way to the numbers, and when he gets to 97, he said 1 by 97 equals 89. And all the students, like, ha ha ha, they start laughing at Einstein, you know. And that's what the Einstein say. You guys are perfect representation of the human population on that planet. Whatever I do for you to teach you math, you will never appreciate it. I was right 97 times, and 1 time I failed, this time of course purposefully, to test you, and you already are trying to make fun of me. Yeah, that's what happened, people. That's unfortunately not just women, but men as well. They will not remember all the good deeds. The good deeds are quickly forgotten. But the bad deeds, they become primary, and that's what you are remembered for. If you say the wrong words, you will be remembered for. If you did not make the 21st gift when they was expected to the kid or to the single mother, hey, you will be reminded, you will be put on the list. And the list is like a mental note in her mind. Oh, this guy didn't give me flowers, this guy didn't bring me gifts, this guy didn't do what I asked him for, and that other guy did. But she has too many. How can you compete? You're competing in the wrong arena. You are the problem, my friend. It's not the woman. The problem is deeply with you, deeply within you. And I'm here to tell you what the problem is. The problem is some kind of deep insecurity coming probably from your past. You don't have enough strength to say enough is enough. I'm leaving this one single mother, and just go your way. Don't jump into another one. Don't jump into another one single mother. That would be another mistake. But what people usually do, they jump from one pattern of behavior to the same pattern of behavior. Not all of a sudden they switch, you know. If you want to actually switch your patterns of behavior, you might call me or sign up with my program below. In the description there is a link how to overcome all these problems. I cannot promise you 100% guarantee solving the problem, because there's a lot of things for you to fix in yourself, unfortunately. But I'm here to tell you, start within yourself. Take a notebook, put some notes on that book. That would be a good step. Put some notes in regard to that woman. It's called journaling. That journaling is always helpful. It's an instrument from the business world. I do business, and from the business world, this is what I learned. Journaling is one of the most important tools a business person can have. Why is that important? Because when you journal, you put the good, the bad, the ugly, and then you review it. This is how it works. You go today and you say, I woke up 9 in the morning or 5 in the morning, it doesn't matter, it depends on your routine. And you put the check boxes. I did the gym thing, I did the whatever, business analysis, whatever business you are in, you know. You do your business daily activity, and at the end of the day, you put some notes in that book. And then you review the book and you extract the 2 or 3 good things that happen in your life. Yeah, might look like this. I did the gym, check box, and then you write, I feel great about the gym. I tried to close that deal, it did not fail, I succeeded 70% or 90%, okay, that's a good thing. I will continue tomorrow, I'll try to close it again, I'll try to call back. If you are just a worker, yes, I went to my job, I did my duty, I feel good about myself, and that's it. And then, if you have this routine, if you have this practice, soon bunch of realizations will come to you. They could be positive stuff, they could be negative stuff. But now if you don't do that, about your business and about your relationship, well, you will just live in that loop, in that vicious circle, the rat race in the relationships. Yes, because there is another rat race, the rat race of the relationship. Not only the rat race of the job, the money and the hustle and the, you know, no, there's another one, the rat race of being into a bad relationship. Sometimes with a single mother, sometimes with not so single mother. If you get the joke. Sometimes she's not that single, alright? You're just one of those schmucks that come temporarily to solve one of her issues. Either you turn yourself into a entertainer, either you turn yourself into a mental emotional tampon, either you turn yourself into a provider of some goods, services, and cash or money, and the list goes on. But it's not the woman the problem. The problem is you, that you don't realize how serious that thing is. You are in a game that it's set to fail. I'm sorry to say that. And if you are in that kind of situation, there's one more practical advice. Also, this practical advice comes from business. One business guru once said, so I'm going to take his advice and throw it to your relationship. This guy, what is it saying in business is this: the number one principle in business to be successful is called cut your losses. Cut your losses. As fast as you cut your losses. Now, if you're in business, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not in business, well, you are yet to learn. I hope you're in business, but anyway, if you are not, is yet to learn that you must cut your losses as soon as possible. How it works: if you are in a bad relationship, you must cut off immediately. Go on a retreat. Stay alone for a month or two. Don't jump into another relationship before you thoroughly analyze what happened with the previous one, the bad one relationship, and then you draw some conclusions and some plan of action how the new relationship will go to. And you try to find the person and the woman that would be going with your plan, or where it will be one plan for both of you, not you with your own plan, she with her own plan. And in the new relationship, you can test the woman right away. You just propose to her, hey, how about we do these things together with no benefits for you? Yeah, that's what it should be like. Confronting the woman, you tell her, hey, how about we do this, setting up some business with no benefits for you? And you will understand if she is really in relationship or in love with you for you, or for some hidden other benefits. Yeah, if the woman say, hey, I'm willing to help you, I see potential in you, I see potential in that venture of yours, I'm willing to give you my time, my resources, my support for free. That's what a woman that loves you would do. But if she is a single mother, this is what she will have to calculate.